I welcome everybody for taking the time to attend this 1-hour webinar, which will cover Verkada products and 101 Voice managed hosted VoIP products by IT Management. For those of you who don't know us, we'll take a minute to introduce who IT Management is. For those of you who have been working with us, thank you, welcome back. And I hope that, and I'm confident that everybody will benefit from this 1 hour that you so graciously gave us during your busy schedules. Our agenda will start by going through the Verkada products. I have Zach Goldstein, Senior Account Executive at Verkada, who will talk to you about the portfolio of products that Verkada offers. Many of you already know about their cameras. They have taken everywhere by the storm, one of the fastest growing companies in the country. And then we will also talk about other products that Verkada has recently added. And there will be plenty of time for Q&A at the end of the second presentation. So we'll do Verkada, then we'll do 101 Voice and present those portfolio of products, and then we will answer any questions you have. Please feel free at any time to submit your questions and comments at the chat box, and we will sort them and answer them accordingly. Very quickly, Zach, if you'd kindly talk about the gifts for attendees.
Of course, Ramin, thanks for the intro. Yeah, thank you, everybody. So to qualify for promotional Rambler or Amazon gift card, you must complete the short post-webinar survey, provide a work email, shipping address, be based here in the US, UK, or Canada. That is now expanded to France. So if anybody here is over there in France, then you're welcome to do that. Please note, Ramblers take about 3 to 4 weeks to deliver. They're very popular. So please bear with us on that. And then gift cards take up to a week to arrive in your inbox if you opt for that option.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Zach. So very quickly, about IT Management Corporation, a company where I serve. We have started serving the Bay Area and San Jose area, Silicon Valley since 2009. Our reach currently goes all the way to Southern California, and from north we go to the southern border of Oregon. We do advanced technology services, anything from infrastructure cabling to advanced wired and wireless networking. Obviously, video surveillance is a key component of our product offering. And we also do data center retrofits. In fact, we have award-winning modular data centers installations that were among the first in the state. In short, we are a vendor agnostic company that truly cares about serving our clients, primarily government and education and nonprofit. We do also serve enterprise and some small businesses, mid-sized businesses. But however, our core focus is in serving the government and education. We have chosen Verkada not because there's any sort of special relationship between our two companies. The special relationship is there because the product is absolutely wonderful. In fact, I can tell you with my hand on my heart that in the past 2.5 years since we have known and become familiar with Verkada products, we have lost the urge to recommend other surveillance solutions to our clients, only because they deliver. It's a good product, it's top notch, and it's cutting edge. As for our credentials, I'll breeze through this very quickly. I told you we've been around since 2009. Our technical expertise is vast and deep. We have some of the most advanced technical certifications with Cisco, Aruba, Hewlett-Packard, with CommScope, Microsoft, and now we are elite partner with Verkada too. We serve, as I mentioned, from the southern border of Oregon all the way to Southern California. We have offices in Tarzana, our headquarters, Santa Clara, engineering offices in San Jose. We have offices in Monterey, California, in Redding, California, and also a remote office in Sacramento. The portfolio of products that we offer, aside from the advanced technology services that we do, are a series of specialized product offerings. And we'll talk about One-on-One Voice, our hosted VoIP solution. We also, because of COVID-19, have developed and packaged a number of products under our thermal scan brand, which has been extremely helpful and popular during the pandemic. And then we also have Galaxy's portfolio of products that is for our wireless solutions, private LTE and Wi-Fi solutions. Polytons is a proprietary solution that we have that allows us to deploy large deployments of networking very accurately and very quickly. It's a topic of its own, and I just wanted to mention it as one of the feathers in our cap. Since the majority of our clients are government, we have an array of master agreements and contracts that can be used if a government agency chooses to give us the honor in any of their purchases. This is my favorite page. In fact, during 2021, only 3 months into 21, there's been 3 awards added. We are regularly recognized by our peers and experts in our industry for a variety of achievements that our company has made. Although many of them are technical achievements, we also have fastest growing company award. We have an executive at our company who has been awarded Woman of the Channel Award, best place to work, and so on. So this is just kind of a window to let you know that we are doing this with passion. Everything that we do, we care about, and we hope that it has been your experience or will be your experience if you've not worked in the past before. On that note, I'm going to pass the torch to Zach, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the next 20 minutes very much. Zach, please go ahead. You're on mute, just so you know.
All righty, Ramin, I just unmuted there. Now I need remote control access again. It wouldn't let me do one or the other. So we should be good now. Awesome. Ramin, with a thumbs up, can you confirm you can hear me? Awesome, man. Thank you so much, IT management, for hosting today and doing this joint webinar. Appreciate all the kind words, Ramin. And thank you for everybody on the line. I'm Zach Goldstein here with Verkada. And as Ramin said earlier, we are the fastest growing physical security company in the world. We're backed by some of the greatest in terms of venture capital firms, companies like Meritech, Felicius, Next 47, pretty household names, of course, in terms of Sequoia Partners as well. One of the few Sequoia-backed companies that actually produces hardware in addition to software. Sequoia has brought companies like Airbnb, Uber, and Facebook through, their early stages. But for us, we're also doing our manufacturing of our cameras as well. So the hardware side and the software side backed by those amazing companies. Now, when it comes to Verkada, as Ramin was already alluding to, we aren't just video security anymore. For us, it's a focus on a modern enterprise video security system. In addition to security cameras, we have environmental sensors and access control that we're able to integrate with today. Now, when it comes to the cameras and the environmental sensors, we manufacture those products and we make all the software inside of them. When it comes to access control, we make our access controller. It's a 4-door unit, but you don't necessarily need to add additional Verkada products because we can integrate with any HID reader, any Wiegand outputting door reader, something like that. Verkada is able to integrate with that. And that really kind of goes back to our original vision, which is that secure, scalable sensor platform ready for AI applications. Down the road, in addition to the 3 that we have today, things like intercom, PA, lighting, HVAC, those will integrate into Verkada Command as well. Verkada Command is the software that we use to operate all of the different products that we have, and I'll demonstrate that in our video demo today. When it comes to the Verkada security system and the Verkada access control, it's a hybrid cloud architecture. Now that is a big deviation away from the traditional standpoint of running, NVR and DVR based camera systems and access control systems. For us, we've eliminated the need for an NVR and a DVR. What we have is a security camera that has a solid state drive within it. That solid state drive records straight onto the camera for no less than 30 days. We make cameras that have retention for 60 days, 90 days, 120, all the way up to 365 days of onboard storage. Now we know that a lot of our city customers, those in the SLED space, have compliance around retention. A year, 90 days, I've seen that historically, and Verkada is able to accomplish it right out of the box. Now that's the solid state drive within the camera. In addition, you have the cloud. Now the cloud that we use is the Amazon AWS, the gold standard in cloud computing. And what we're doing is we're recording and sending encrypted thumbnails up to the cloud for viewing every 10 seconds. We're putting little thumbnails up to the cloud for viewing on any device. Now, centralized management is Verkada Command, which is viewable on your desktop computer or your mobile device. We have Verkada Command in the iOS and Android store. Both of them are highly rated and allow for almost the exact same experience that you see on the desktop version as well, allowing you to view your devices on the go, get your motion notifications, all those proactive notifications very easy and seamlessly. To take it a step further in regards to that traditional NVR, DVR video surveillance side, you're seeing that system has existed from 1970 to today on the left side, which is 8 to 32 cameras wired back to a switch, that switch connected to an NVR, that NVR connected to a monitor or some sort of local PC that you had to view in an IDF room or a closet or a server room somewhere to view that footage, to look back at historical footage, to download it, to share it out to people. Very difficult experience. And the quote unquote update, as you can see below that sort of dotted line there, is opening your ports, exposing firewalls, and typically using a third-party VMS to view those feeds remotely. So a company like Milestone makes a VMS, but they don't manufacture the cameras. Now that disconnect, really makes for a tough UX experience. And what you'll see today when I do my demo from desktop to mobile, it's beautiful in terms of the UI and UX. And the same could be said for the access control system as well. A lot of these systems have existed out in the world for decades and haven't seen much of an upgrade. Now, what we're seeing on the access control side is those door readers wired back to the door controllers that has a master controller associated with it. And all of these additional sites that you might want to manage, you do so from that PC. You provision new users. If you have to offboard a user or anything like that, it's tough to know, what key fobs did they have? What access did they have? What doors do they have access to? And we'll have a sneak peek of how Verkada has taken access control into Verkada Command as well. The last product that we have live in the world today is the environmental sensor that we're offering to folks. Now that is a non-camera product, the SV11. And what it's doing, it's allowing for that native video integration. Having these products in one single location makes it very simple to view these different environmental changes that you might have when it comes to humidity, temperature, vaping index, air quality index, noise, motion, any of those different characteristics, there's 8 in total, can all be controlled and you can be proactively alerted about any of them. For example, the temperature setting. You can create a high temperature setting and a low temperature setting. A lot of our customers are deploying these in utility closets by their servers. They don't want their servers getting too hot or too cold. And so essentially, if it goes above or below a certain threshold, you'll be able to be immediately alerted around that and can action on that and see the video associated with that exact environmental sensor. One thing I will say is the environmental sensor and the cameras are available for a free trial as well. Of the 4,500 organizations that you can see here today, all of them have started with that free trial offering. And that free trial can be an indoor camera, an outdoor camera, and one of the SV11s with no credit card required. Now, of those customers that we have the pleasure of partnering with already, 40 of them are of the top 500 companies in the world. But we take pride in knowing that 40% of our customer base is in the education and government space. That's really been our bread and butter since we first started back in 2016. Some of the amazing customers that have joined our ranks are available here, but you can always check our website at verkada.com/customers to read all of the reasons why customers are joining Verkada on a daily basis. If you want to receive a live link to any of our cameras, recommend shooting a quick text to 888-343-7537, and somebody from Verkada will get you access to one of our live links. So you can see it in 5 megapixel or 4K quality, because as probably everybody on the line knows, Zoom is a great company, but they're definitely degrading the quality of the video over Zoom. So if you see 5 megapixel or 4K on this, it won't exactly be what you would expect. So just shoot a text to that number and you'll see it. And as I mentioned already about the free trial, all you have to do is just let us know. So you can always contact Ramin, or you can contact sales@verkada.com. And that free trial can include brand new camera, access to the entire command platform that I'll show you folks today, unlimited user seats, unlimited cloud archiving, and all of the accessories and US-based support that you could possibly need to run that proof of concept effectively. Is there any questions that folks have before I jump into the live demo? Doesn't seem like there is. So what I'll go ahead and do is pivot this to our live demo of Verkada. Ramin, can you confirm that you're seeing my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Awesome. So what we're all seeing at the moment is the dashboard here for Verkada Command. Now what we're seeing at the moment is our site view. The way that we are able to view our cameras here at Verkada is that we have these exterior cameras, we have our first floor cameras, and as you can see, if I hover over any of these feeds, we'll get a live view. And this is one of the ways that you can view multi-site. So if you have cameras across multi-region, you would be able to see all of them in one single pane of glass. For example, we have an office in London. You can see all of those cameras right here. Siemens is an investor, they're based out of Croatia. You can see that they've got cameras there as well. Now it's important to note that every user will see something different based on their permissions. For example, if it's a school district that is rolling Verkada out district-wide, maybe the director of IT for the district will be able to see all the cameras at each site, but the principal at each one of those schools might only have permission to see the cameras at their school specifically. And the way that you're able to see the feeds at your different school are a couple different ways. Geographically speaking, so we could see it geographically. If we had more cameras deployed throughout San Mateo, we would see it that way. We could see it from a bird's eye view, but most of our customers are doing it from the floor plan view. Now, the floor plan view here at Verkada before COVID was quite a bit more active because we had a lot more people in the office. But what we will see if people are walking throughout the space is live heat mapping. So at the moment, we're not seeing that. But if we go into the top right to the gear bar here and we go to the people heat map section, we actually have somebody right here I can click. And you'll see that live view there. People are moving out in front of the office. You click into that camera, you can see them moving right there. But historically speaking, if we click the people heat map, this will be a display where the dark green locations are where larger amounts of people have congregated. So we typically share this with our janitorial staff. So that way they're aware of like where are the places and surfaces that are having more people touch them or more folks walk by. And as I was mentioning, for multi-site, you have the ability to jump through different buildings that you have access to right here in the top right. So if I wanted to go over to London and see the cameras there, it's just as simple as clicking the building and selecting which building I want to see. If we want to go to different floors here at Verkada, we can obviously jump from first to second to third. And it's important to understand that these security systems and these solutions exist for good reasons, but also for times of need and emergency situations. And if you ever need to share out an entire floor plan, one of the camera links, it's very simple to do so. In the share link location here, via text, email, or a live link, we can share with preloaded contacts, or we go into the recipient here, input a phone number, and we can immediately give them access to the entire floor plan at once. Now, this is important if there's ever a fire, an active shooter, some sort of emergency situation, and you want local police, EMTs, first responders to have access to the camera links before they get on site or to advise from afar. What we're going to do next is jump into one of the specific cameras that we have access to here at Verkada. So what we're going to look at is an outdoor camera here at our HQ. What we're able to do within each one of these cameras is very quickly look through entire chunks of time. Now, if you want to review 24-hour period, you can absolutely do that and quickly cut down on your incident resolution time by just seeing these little blue rectangles that will essentially insinuate if there is a person or a vehicle. Now, if someone said, somebody came by this morning about 5 a.m. And was doing something by the front door, we can essentially chop it down to 1-hour clips. We can see that nobody came by until 5:30 this morning. We click into that specific clip. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the cameras have an onboard solid state drive. Now, if we want to see who this person is and what they did when they walked in the door, what we'd want to do is we have this video here, and we want to pull it from the solid state drive into the archive. The way to do that is to simply go to this location, adjust the start time, adjust the end time, name your clip. You can blur people's faces for privacy concerns if it's an exterior camera in a location that you don't want to have their face shown, blur their faces and archive it. Now, we allow for unlimited archiving of these historical clips, and if you pull it off the solid state drive, where it will go next is right here to the digital archive on the left side of Verkada Command. Now, taking it a step further in terms of the additional analytics that these different cameras may have, if I go to the people section here within Verkada, we can see all of these different folks that are located here. And these are different faces that the camera has detected on that one single camera. We can see that different people have been seen here and the time that they were seen. Now, if I click into any of these different pictures, for example, if we say, hey, this person isn't wearing their mask here, do they wear their mask when they typically come in? We'll see that they are located right here on that specific photo. If we search across every camera within the organization, it will show us this same person being spotted with their mask and without. Now, as you can see, this person is wearing their mask here, but Verkada's facial matching technology allows for you to essentially look at 36 individual spots on someone's face from the top of their forehead to the bottom of their chin. Now, one of the reactive ways that you can look for somebody is in the way that we just took a look, which is taking a photo, using it to search across additional cameras. But most of our customers are interested in being proactively alerted about a known threat. And the person of interest is the best way to provide that. As you can see on the left side of Verkada Command, we have the People tab. Now, what we'll get in this section is different faces, ones that have been seen from the cameras themselves and ones that have been uploaded here in Verkada. To upload an image, you go to the top right of Verkada Command, upload any image from LinkedIn, a driver's license, FBI watch list, Megan's Law, so on and so forth. And I will use myself as an example here for privacy reasons, which is that back when I started at Verkada, I uploaded an image from my LinkedIn picture right here. I associated my name here. It's important to know that this is not being matched with a directory, so it's not like going out to the DMV and saying, hey, is this Zach Goldstein? It's no verification on that side. It's simply adding a photo, and the camera will suggest additional pictures, and it will say, hey, are these two other pictures that same person of interest that you've identified? Now, a person of interest, you can be opting in for those notifications. And if you opt in, you can either receive that text or email alert very quickly after that person comes by. Now, if you want to associate multiple cameras with the same incident, for example, this is someone coming by this morning at 7:38. In this incident, they're just walking to the front door, but I would love to show you how easy it is to add these additional cameras for that historical clip for it all to sync up. Now, as you can see, all of those cameras synced up here, and to view those cameras all three at the same time at March 23rd, 7:30 in the morning, very simple. You can obviously zoom within each one of these cameras, see them in some, archive them as well. And that's the real beauty of the Verkada native integration, is all those cameras are working in harmony together. Now, we've already discussed a couple of the additional products that we have. I would love to show you folks some of our LPR technology as well when it comes to some of our additional cameras. Now, I'm going to go to a device here, which is a bullet camera that we have located here on Claremont Street. Now, if we go to that specific bullet camera, we will have an immediate view of that camera. And what we'll see is 4K quality on a telephoto lens. What that will allow us to do is go down to the vehicle section, for example, and see historical clips of any vehicle that's come by. Now, if we click on this historical clip, what we'll see is very clear pictures of different licenses here. Now, you can see that we don't even have to zoom in to see 6XZ853 on this one here. Zooming in and seeing ones from afar over there, 6ZZJ093. Obviously, very simple to see that there. And what's amazing about Verkada is that we don't charge for any of these new features. And to take this camera that we have right here and convert it to a license plate recognition camera is as simple as going to the settings, going to your device, and enabling LPR mode. I will very quickly demonstrate what LPR mode looks like, but additionally, on this same area, we can do motion notifications. So essentially within the frame of view here, if you want to be proactively notified about people or vehicle during specific time ranges, you can create these grids for people, create that date range. You can create one for vehicles over here and create that range as well. So those proactive alerts, just like a person of interest notification, would be sent to your phone or your email, and whichever users opted in for that specific notification or alert. Now, I mentioned wanting to show you folks the LPR technology. That's where we're going to head now. So as you can see, LPR for us is just an additional icon here on the left side of Verkada Command. Now, seeing these different camera feeds, it's important for us to understand what we're viewing. On the left side, we see context camera. So this is a bullet camera that's just taking a video of the environmental context. And on the right side is the LPR camera that's actually getting the license plate itself. So the license plate we see here is 7PBH847. But if you only got a partial on that, which was H847, you input that and it shows you all the times that that partial license plate has been seen in some. And we can see all these different examples of that same license plate being recognized. We could go back on Thursday, March 4th, and in no time at all, see that specific clip. Now it's time for us to pivot away from all cameras, and we'll start talking about how that natively integrates with our access control. Now, when it comes to the access control component, as I've mentioned already, we're able to integrate with the majority of the infrastructure already on the market. But what's amazing about Verkada is we're taking it quite a bit further in terms of the technology associated with it. For example, we have a mobile application called Verkada Pass. What I'm going to do is remotely unlock a door from my phone. It's a motorized door with a swinging arm, and it's the railroad kitchen door. What you'll see on the screen is that Zach Goldstein, a user, has remotely unlocked the door, and now you can see that door opening. Now that's incredibly powerful for our directors of facilities, operations folks, different people that may want to open that door remotely. And as you can see, we're seeing all of this in real time. So if you need to track a specific user through their day, or maybe a COVID-related reason or whatever reason it may be, you simply input that user. And let's say yesterday there was a case of this person coming by. We wanted to see every location they went to. And fast forward, we can essentially see all the different doors they interacted with, see the different people they interacted with, and all of that is a running stream that you can see right here based on that day from 8:15 to 4:15 in the afternoon. Now, as we take it a step further, when it comes to the additional doors, a little bit more granular, we go to the garage door. What we have here is an external camera, an interior camera, all associated with that single door. If I had permission to open that door, I'd be able to do that remotely. When it comes to provisioning large groups of people, a lot of our daily users will create access groups. I myself am a part of the sales team here at Verkada, so I'm a part of the sales group. What we did is we had created the access levels right here, which was access to all these different doors, and then we lumped in 309 members. It took us no time at all to do that, very simple to do so. And we actually do provide some of these as a free trial if people are interested for our access control as well. The last thing I wanted to show you folks was a quick introduction to our environmental sensor. As we go to the environmental sensor right here, what we'll see is that we've paired environmental sensors with cameras. And so we have that native integration of the video associated with the environmental sensor, which is detecting humidity, temperature, motion, noise level, particulate matter, tamper, total volatility of organic compounds, air quality index, and vaping index. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of our users are using the temperature one to specifically create a high and a low alert. So if we click into the alert section, we'll see that the high alert is at 94 degrees and 42 degrees for the low side. Now, some people would be interested in the temperature side, maybe your facilities people. And so you would input that specific person, go to the notification section and decide how they would like to receive the notification around specifically temperature, if it's a text message alert, an email alert, so on and so forth. The beauty of all of this is just how simple it is to use. And just to demonstrate, where we're heading and what we have available to you folks, I'd be remiss if I didn't show you our state-of-the-art, best-in-class mobile application as well. So I'm going to quickly pivot to that. Ramin, can you confirm you're seeing my cute dog here on my screen? Awesome, thank you, sir. So I go to Verkada Command on my mobile device. What we'll do is go to all devices here so we can view everything in sum. So what you're seeing right now is exactly what we saw when we logged into Verkada Command on desktop, which is all of our cameras here. As you can see, we have the camera located right outside our office. If we want to search for people, if we want to search for vehicles, all of those same things can be done right here in the mobile app. If we want to see it on the map view or the floor plan view, all of that's available as well. So you can click into any of these live camera links and see it. You can immediately share out those floor plans if you need to. And all of the alerting that you would get on the desktop side can come right to your mobile when it comes to the different filters and things you can be alerted about, offline, tamper, person of interest, motion, crowd, all of that is available right there in the mobile application as well. And if anybody is interested in checking that out and trying it out, please just let us know. The last thing I wanted to show you folks was right here in the bottom left of Verkada Command. Right here is where everybody is able to be aware of what's going on in terms of our rollouts. The way that we sell our technology is we sell a camera, we sell our hardware, and we sell a software license. Now that software license allows for unlimited users. We have a 10-year product warranty on everything that we sell, and unlimited firmware and software updates, as well as our technical support. So when it comes to the firmware and software updates, you're alerted about that in the What's New section. So when we have access sites for multi-location for Verkada access control, we push those firmware updates right into the camera or the access control or the sensor via the cloud. And what's beautiful about Verkada is if you have an active license, you're going to have the latest and greatest technology from Verkada at no additional cost. We didn't charge anybody for LPR or person of interest or crowd notifications. We simply rolled out that software, pushed it out, and gave people the option to enable it if they needed to. Additionally, we have our help section right here where you can get a hold of us directly. IT management is awesome, but it's important to understand that Verkada as a manufacturer is directly available for any one of our customers right here in the bottom left. You can send us a message. Our KPIs, they have to respond in less than 5 minutes. Typically, they respond in less than 1 minute. We solve 95% of our support tickets right here in the bottom left of Verkada Command. For the additional 5%, that 10-year product warranty, we will send a camera, whatever it is, drop ship it overnight. So without further ado, I'm going to kick it back over to Ramin. We'll leave some time here towards the end for some Q&A.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Zach. Great presentation. I appreciate it very much. Both you and I have easy jobs because we are actually introducing and demoing really fantastic products. So you did a great job.
Thank you.
I want to remind everybody that if qualified attendees, which I believe would be everyone in this crowd, are interested in kicking the tires, setting up these beautiful cameras, and see for yourselves how easy they are to deploy and how easy they are to use, just let me know or my team know, and we will go ahead and arrange with Zach and his team. On that note, if you would, please confirm that you can see my slide, Zach. Okay, awesome. So I'm equally happy and proud to be talking about One-on-One Voice to you today. One-on-One Voice is a product of IT Management Corporation. On top of the things that I told you we do, we are a full-blown phone company. Not a company that resells the telephone services or even provides telephony, but we are actually a telephone company. Zach, in his presentation, was kind enough to include our slide about our credentials and certifications. One of the understated but extremely important components of our accreditations is the PUC Select status, which stands for Competitive Local Exchange Carrier. This classification is awarded to a handful of telephony providers, including Verizon and Cisco and AT&T. So this is a difficult and important classification. It comes with a great degree of scrutiny before its award. One-on-One Voice has been a CLEC for quite a few years, and it is particularly important because, as I briefly mentioned to you, we don't we don't sell to consumers. Oh, I see that my slides are not advancing. I'm sorry. Let me make sure that. Okay, sorry about that. So the CLEC status is something that we have been enjoying for 6 years now. And it's important because we are not at people's homes. We are not a consumer grade product. We are a mission critical, high availability and secure and private hosted VoIP provider, managed hosted VoIP provider. We are at schools. We are in counties, social services, jail and prison systems, sheriff's offices, and so on. So we take the task very seriously. We understand that whether it's a school environment where the safety of students and staff are of great importance, or as I mentioned, counties and municipalities and so on, the task is an important task, and the provisions are in place. So we can offer 99.995, or what's known as 4 nines availability. The quality of our service is not just verbally stated. There are metrics in our industry, namely MOS scoring, that allows you to know from our historic performances that our performance is at 4.0 plus, which, to put things in perspective, a cell phone is 3.5. Most of our competitors brag about 3.8, and we have historically been above 4.0. We offer practically a military grade encryption, which secures the privacy and security of our clients. It is particularly important with the base that we serve, and we have put great emphasis on integration with security services and safety measures that become extremely important, unfortunately, because of the nature of our times. In the old days, I would talk to you about features. I don't think it's a good use of your time, because these days most people, it's a given that you should have all the important features. We have everything that I can imagine is a part of a VoIP solution, so we won't put too much time on that. But what I can tell you is that there isn't anything that is of any business importance or significance that is missing from One-on-One Voice. Majority of our products are grouped together. We don't, for lack of a better description, nickel and dime our clients. Similar approach to Verkada's, where when you get their camera, you get everything for the remainder of your licensing period that they come up with. We do the same thing. We are cloud-based solution similar, and we'll just basically we glance through it. We also manufacture our own phones, although 101 Voice does not require you to change your phones as long as they're compatible with OpenSIP 2.0 technology, which is standard for majority of companies similar to ours. But in the interest of security and to streamline our operations and to make sure that the phones are optimized, we also OEM our own phones. The insides of these phones are the same as some of the leading brands. The brocade switch cards and the memory and everything else that you're used to is there. It's just the name is 101 Voice, and a lot of our government clients particularly tend to benefit from that with respect to cost. Most of our government clients, especially schools, also understand the importance of E911 rules and regulations and the importance that it brings to the safety of the students and staff. So we are fully compliant. In fact, we are ahead of our time, and we comply with, we are full compliant of what the new rules are. So 911 can be reached effectively and quickly. Among the things that we provide for our clients is failover, and many of you realize that if you are on you're either on a modern or a kind of what we call conventional or old-fashioned phone system. If you have an old-fashioned system, there is no justification to stay. It's just a matter of resources and time to go ahead to do it. But if you have an on-premise solution where the equipment is at your premises, majority of folks are moving away from that model. It's expensive, the equipment needs to be replaced, and the technological expertise that is required to manage on-premise systems is just unreasonable. So what we do is we put everything at our own data centers, which are, practically military bunkers with even not one power company, but two power companies, 14 different internet providers, and very, very secure. Practically impossible for them to be down. And then we make it extremely easy for you to just use with the use of internet or other communication methods to connect to our data centers. So among the things that we do is we have 4G, 5G LTE backup that addresses the important needs of organizations that use our services. One product that I would like to introduce to you, even those who are not prepared to switch their phone service right away, with all the best intentions during the pandemic, many of us scrambled to quickly resume operations to some degree of normalcy. And what we noticed very quickly about a year ago to this time was that with the staff of schools, as an example, and this also goes for other government agencies, offered to use their own cell phones, offered to use their own home computers and so on to make sure that they could address the needs of their constituency. What happened was that a lot of the regulations had to be violated either briefly or for extended period of time. As an example, privacy of the teachers and the students in the school environment had to be pushed aside briefly because there was no other way to communicate for remote workers with their students and so on. To give you an example, one could be a special education teacher who is required to be available to the students and their parents, and now the phone system would not be of use to them if they cannot be at the offices or classrooms. So the cell phones started being used, and the teachers' phone numbers were compromised, and the privacy of the student, which in the eyes of some would be considered as a patient, basically, would also be special education students would be also violated. So we released a product called One Number, government and education solution. It's a robust solution that can sit on top of the existing phone system. We provide it free of charge to our own clients during the pandemic, and we can also help anyone who can benefit from it by adding it as an addition to their phone system. I'm very proud of this. Our engineers very quickly came up with this package. I'm very proud of it, and this is one of the two things that you could request to have a demo of and get a few copies of it to, again, try on your own and see how it would help you. Switching to one-on-one voice is extremely easy. We do majority of the work. That's why we are a managed provider. We are a managed hosted provider. So many ask us, what does it take? How, we're busy and the IT departments are becoming increasingly, busier and have more responsibilities. This onboarding slide basically tells you, I'll go through the first part of it, from the kickoff time, we would basically gather information from you, and that's the basic part of the responsibility of our clients. Once we have the information, which would be name, extension, phone numbers or DIDs and email addresses, the rest of the work is done by us. We are a full service provider, even though that might give you an indication that we are an expensive provider, far from it. But we do majority of the work ourselves for you. We give you the tools, so if you like to get your hands dirty and do the work, you're able. But our US-based, entirely US-based, out of San Jose, California team is ready and prepared to do the majority of the work for you. And once the first part of the essential information gathering is completed, then all we have to do is basically start the deployment process. So I'll explain this in further detail to those of you who are interested. I mentioned to you that we measure our quality. It is done ongoing all the time. We have historic data from day one, and voice quality monitoring as well as network monitoring are both preemptive. And we go as far as even contacting you or calling your network provider, internet provider on your behalf before you even realize that, say, your network might be down or your internet may be down. And the quality of calls are measured and recorded, so there is no finger pointing, which is very much of a common thing in this industry. We would know exactly why call quality may not be up to your expectations. We have a very, very robust administrator portal. It basically would allow you to do everything that you want. We are a multi-tenant environment, so in a let's say, for instance, a government agency or school environment where they have multiple offices, it is possible to break these offices down. This is a architecture of our system that would allow you to give designate responsibilities and credentials to different members of different departments, so they can see from above certain things, and then your administrators could have full view and control. Not to say that by giving you full admin portal, we'll take away any of the full service customer service components that we bring to you. We're very, very big on security. We've incorporated multi-factor authentication into every aspect of our business, and basically we protect you and prevent any issues that could arise from that. If you are a call center enthusiast, someone who can benefit from it, we also have a full call center functionality that is a separate module from our regular VoIP services. So I just wanted you to know that this is a comprehensive solution. One-on-one voice is a comprehensive solution. Installation is extremely easy. All of our phones will be labeled, barcoded with names, extensions, and everything pre-provisioned and ready to be plugged in. All you need is really internet connection and power. In most cases, power also comes from the Ethernet cable, so extremely easy. Our training, we have trained the trainer, we have manuals, we have live support, and we have YouTube videos. So even though everything is extremely simple and most of you would pick it up in a few seconds, we have support for the more complex parts of our services. That note, very thankful that you allowed me to share and brag a little bit about my company. I think I can equally brag about Verkada. Both of the products that were presented to you today are top-notch products, and we'll take the remaining 5 minutes of this to answer any questions you might have. So if you would be kind enough to please submit your questions to either through the chat or Q&A, we'd gladly, Zach and I will address them.
Awesome, Ramin. That was excellent. Would love to just address a couple of the ones that I saw come through, specifically around retention. There was a question, what if you want to retain more than 30 days of video footage? And that's in regards to the type of camera you select at the onset. We do sell cameras at 30 days, 60 days, 90, 120, and 365 days worth of onboard storage. So if you have that compliance around certain levels of retention lengths, we can accommodate all of that.
Awesome. Awesome. So to add to what Zach's telling you, when you purchase Verkada cameras, there are basically 3 important factors to keep in mind that impact pricing and use of the cameras. One is which camera you choose. Obviously, you know, we have lower resolution, higher resolution, good, better, and best. There's also the retention period, which is the actual physical memory on the camera. And you could go as low as what's with some other cameras, it's 15 days, if I'm not mistaken, Zach.
Yep.
But recently, not too long ago, they also introduced up to a whole year of retention. This is different than archiving. Retention of the product, every footage in every camera is what we are speaking of. If there's an incident that is important to you, you can save it indefinitely. And then the last part of it is the license. Verkada doesn't sell you cameras. That's the beauty of their model. Verkada sells you a solution. The cameras have 10-year warranty on them. So for 10 years, if anything happens, they either replace it or fix it for you. And you can get a license up to 10 years. It could be as low as 1 or up to 10 years. And during this period of time, anything that they provide becomes a part of your position. So, by the way, I'd like to emphasize that aside from the Verkada cameras and the 1-number licenses that I told you, we are also very happy to send you one-on-one voice, fully functioning one-on-one voice phones for 30 days to try to see the quality for yourselves. So please, as we send you a survey at the end of this session and reach out to you to see what you thought of the event, please feel free to request cameras and phones, and the 1-number licenses are all available for you. Okay, let's see what else we have here. InformaCast integration is asked if we can integrate with InformaCast. Yes, one-on-one voice integrates with InformaCast, single wires InformaCast. And if you have other kinds of PA systems, whether they're analog or IP, in almost every case, we are capable of integrating and either maintaining your existing infrastructure or add to it. Can district download and store videos out of Verkada software? That is the question that.
Yeah. So we do allow for standard downloading in the traditional format. Thank you for the question, Jake. But what's awesome is you also have the ability to share it out via text, email, or you can just create a link for an archived clip. All of our cameras record in HD 24/7. So you would be able to share that out with them. We have the watermark in the top left of all of our archived clip, making it admissible in court. And you're able to have that ultimate control if you do share it out via that same functionality I was mentioning, as opposed to downloading it. Because if you download it, put it on a flash drive or an MP4 or something like that, hand it to somebody, hard to know what happens next. Whereas if you share out that link where you have the control, you would send it to their email and could always revoke their access if the case is closed, or if you, for whatever reason, you wanted to revoke access to that historical clip.
Perfect. There was another question about facial recognition, which I think you addressed already, Zach. Occasionally people ask us, what if our community or our board doesn't allow facial recognition? There is no facial recognition with Verkada cameras. What they do is matching. So the only thing that they do, there's no record, no names, nothing that is tied to an image or to a footage. It is an extremely powerful security and safety measure where, let's say, a hostile person in a school environment or someone that, a student that is not supposed to come back, it would quickly alert the administrators that, that person is in the premises. But there's no issues that, there's no, and of course, as a matter of policy, many have, chosen to disclose that, these cameras have the ability to do face matching. Last but not least, you can turn that feature off. Verkada allows you to disable that feature, and that would put an end to that concern also.
I guess it's important to as a just to clarify that they're actually disabled out of the box. So we assume that people are not going to use that until they enable it themselves. So it has to be all opted in for. So you have to enable facial matching. You'd have to enable person of interest, as opposed to the other way around. So I just wanted to clarify that point.
And my favorite question is one-on-one voice expensive? One-on-one voice, especially for the government, is absolutely inexpensive. It's one of the less expensive solutions that I've seen, which is why I'm concerned always about talking about price, because I worry that people might connect this extremely competitive pricing that is available for the government and the educational agencies could be misinterpreted as lower quality. We have competed with 17 different telephone companies just recently at the county, at the California county. Everybody was there. We were scrutinized for almost a year, to their credit. Very smart people, asked all the right questions, took them a whole year, and they chose us over Cisco, Verizon, 8x8, and many of our other competitors. So no, not expensive. On a government contract, we have a couple of contracts that you could use, piggybackable contracts to switch to one-on-one voice, and it's not expensive. All right, we are at time. I appreciate everybody. Zach, thank you so much for joining us for this very informative webinar. We love your products, and we'll continue to recommend it to our friends and to our peers. Also very thankful that I had the opportunity to talk about one-on-one voice and get the name out. Please do send us your preference at the end of this event. There will be a follow-up, and let us know whether you like a beautiful tumbler from Verkada or a gift card, an Amazon gift card, and it will be coming your way very shortly. Thanks, everybody. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.